The National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has filed a lawsuit to block the Electoral Commission from recollating and redeclaring the parliamentary results of the Dome Kwabinya, Okaikwe North Central, Ablekuma North, Tema Central, and Obuasi East constituencies. The NDC argues that the EC no longer has the authority to conduct these processes. The legal actions follows ongoing disputes and tensions over the initial collation of the result. The EC had earlier declared the parliamentary results for Dome Kwabinya, Okwaeke Central, Ablekuma North, and Tema Central as invalid, citing procedural irregularities. During a press briefing on Friday, December 13th, Samuel Tete, who is the Deputy EC Chair for Operations, explained that the results could not be upheld because they did not adhere to the procedures outlined in CI 127. Despite police presence at the collation centers to ensure the recollation process. In this notice of motion, the NDC, along with 5 other applicants, is seeking a declaration that the EC, having already declared the results of these constituencies with the NDC candidates as winners, has become functus officio and is therefore prohibited from recollating, recounting, and redeclaring the results. The applicants in this case include Faustina Elikplim Akurugum, Baba Sadiq, Irabuna Obeng, Ebi Bright, and Samuel Abuaji. The applicants are seeking an order prohibiting the respondents from recollating, recounting, and redeclaring the already collated and declared parliamentary elections results in Dome Kwabinya, Okwaekwe Central, Ablekuma North, and Tema Central constituencies. So if you continue, you would actually read more of that there. So we'll just get straight into it. But before we continue, I'd like to remind you that you are actually part of the show. So feel free to send in your messages, your questions during the show on the number that you'll be seeing on the screen. And it's a WhatsApp number. All right, so gentlemen, let's get into it. All right, I always start with my boss, Richard, but let me start with Larry today. So NDC had filed a suit to block the recollation in 5 constituencies. Does this actually raise concern when it comes to electoral processes? And what do you think are the implications of the suit for this 2024 general elections?
Thank you, and good morning to you, and then good morning to OJ and our viewers. I think that consistency should guide us in all the things that we do, okay? Now, we've been to an election. Everybody participated, majority of Ghanaians participated. We were told what was to happen and then what should happen thereafter. The contest was guided by rules and regulations, okay? And we had gone through the process. Results were declared at certain centers. Those who were vanquished went home with their tails in between their thighs. Okay? Sad note. Those who were victorious were out there jubilating. And it's a game of numbers. Today is for somebody. Tomorrow might be your turn. And so, we should all accept whatever it is and go home and then go and prepare. Again, it's a contest of ideas. Today, your idea, couldn't convince anybody. So why don't we just accept it the way it is?
And move on.
But what we are witnessing is that just after the election, while counting was going on, certain centers were stormed by people. Okay? Some were carrying ballot boxes that were totally separate from the ones that, the official one. Some were carrying pink sheets, different from whatever it was. And you don't know in God's name where these things were coming from. In one of the City FM, I sat on the City FM programs, and then there was a Ajubia or so. Ajubia. Yes, Ali. Yeah. She covered Domi Kwabenya. And she talked about how just while counting was going on, a guy was saying, bringing in a ballot box. The NDC people attacked the guy, and they asked, where is this thing coming from? He couldn't explain. Just around that time also, the constituency secretary was also seen with a box of pink sheets. They went to ask the presiding guy, are you expecting something like this from somewhere? He said no. He said no. I mean, I recall this vividly because then it became an argument between myself and then the host of the program then. I mean, Chris, these are things that, in any serious country where law and order is working, this guy will be arrested and put before court right now to justify where he got this thing from. But no, we are not looking out for that. So basically, these are the issues they should be looking at. Exactly. Not just that constituency. This one, Ayawaso West Wogon. Yes, we saw that one. A similar thing happened. Was on TV. Again, the guy couldn't justify. Then these people wanted to attack the guy. The police came in and said, "Oh wait, let's no jungle justice." Do you understand? Do you understand? Then days later, we have the EC bosses holding a press conference saying that what had been declared was illegal. Yes. It's illegal because there was a bit of coercion. That's what they said. There was coercion. Who coerced who? That people actually coerced the EC rep to actually say the numbers out or declare the results, basically. In this same confusion, then people have now come out with what the EC boss herself said, reference to the Techiman South election in 2020, when the NDC demanded for Re-collation. Okay, and with your permission, I'll read. Right. So she said that Re-collation can be done at all levels when requested before declaration of results. However, once election results have been declared, a dissatisfied party cannot request for a re-collation or recount of the results. 2020. So she's basically going against her own words. The inconsistencies, it's what fuel the perception of bias. Okay, and injustice. So the results declared, people have gone home jubilating. People even conceded. So there it's MPP that has never shown us what they actually got, the numbers before. So you are now chasing ballot results in days, weeks, a week over a week after. There are certain instances, I keep asking myself, you hear that, this constituency, they bent the pink shades. You hear they did this. Was there a case where people went to some of these places with with lighters in their pockets and petrol in wherever it is? Just the list of things you burn, there's a pattern that had developed. Chris, that aside, we all saw videos of ballot papers discovered in the house in Kumasi. Who is investigating? Exactly, that has also been. Who is investigating? Was there a case where a group of people prepared to do this criminal act, had printed a lot of this and stacked them somewhere to transport them to a particular place? What kind of criminality is this? What is this? Are we all fools? We have gone for election. You have been defeated.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Yeah. Accept the results. See, democracy is an experimental process. Your idea, okay, I think I want to approach development from the top. Somebody says I want to approach it from, from the down.
From the bottom, yeah.
You understand? And so we all have to, you might not be excited about, about it, but that is what it is. We experimented with hang parliament recently. President, from in a different party, and then the speaker from a different party. It got so chaotic. We've learned from it. Tomorrow, maybe in voting, we might just, do something different. Maybe we should just even have accepted it and seen how we can also play with that as well, so that tomorrow we get better. Because see, the development has always been skewed, where the winner takes all mentality has become what, thrives over here. But when you belong here and then he also belongs somewhere else, we could all unite for the betterment of people. So his idea, and then your idea, and then my idea. Right. But this one, no, you don't. Everybody is at each other's throat. People rushing to somewhere to snatch, seats, declare somebody, use the Supreme Court to declare somebody's election unconstitutional, and then cause for a by-election because you have state power. Why? Can't we reason? You have been defeated. You were wiped off completely. Because of your arrogance, your misgovernance. Your people tell you that, see, this thing you are doing, it is not, good enough. Yeah. No. I mean, you don't care what you're doing. That is what fueled this defeat. Accept it and move on. Go and plan. Apologize. Move on. And stop this. Stop using legal means. Legal means to snatch, whatever.
Right. Okay.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah. OJ, do you think this decision to pursue legal actions actually reflect the trust of the EC? The trust for the EC, or it's simply a political strategic move by the NDC?
Well, it can never be a trust for the EC. Rather, the action tells you something, that the NDC suspects the EC is in collusion with the NPP to do whatever they are doing. But that is suspect, suspect. But the NDC has said that already. Yeah. They said that in their press conference. I think Asedun Ketia said it. Well, looking at this very particular issue, I'm asking myself, is it by law, does it offend any of the laws? Well, if it doesn't offend the law, then the two parties are both in their right to pursue whatever they are pursuing. Then that brings me back to the word he used, consistency. Well, the EC throughout this period, and even the places that have been mentioned, Domiko Benya, Tema Central, Boasi, and then Ablekumanov, throughout this period had acted in a way that has brought a little bit of suspicion when it comes to the collation of the results.
You call that a little bit? That's not a bit.
Suspicion.
That's huge.
We watched this unfold. For instance, Tema Central, it was Nana Tufo who covered it the night that it was declared. Okay, so it was declared, but the EC comes back through its Director of Operations, Samuel Tete, to say that, using the same CI that they used in conducting this election, it thinks that the declaration was invalid. There was a little bit of this in there when he said that. I heard him during his press conference. He said that, okay, the one who declared for Tema Central was the returning officer for, I think, Tema West. Now, the following day, I heard Bossman Nasari on air, who is also an AC person, on air saying that no, it wasn't that, that it was rather an officer of the EC, which means that if it's an officer of the EC and who has not been mandated, then it invalidates the result. But you see, Dr. Bossman was seated right by Samuel Tete when
he made that comment.
That comment. So now you are wondering, well, yeah, it could be true that maybe after the press conference they go back and down, new facts have been made available to them, and this is what it is. Then you ask yourself, how did you miss it before the press conference?
True.
And that then raises doubts in the minds of the political actors, because for the political actors, well, they are looking out for their interest.
Right.
They are looking out for their interest, and that is why the NDC has run to court to say that, look, these very particular constituencies were declared, and so we hold it as such. Now, if we are going by the CI and the pronouncement of the EC chair in 2020, she said, when the results are declared, your action of asking for collation ceases. Your only remedy is to go to court.
Yeah.
And there are specific courts. In fact, the CJ set up specific courts for this process, so that it wouldn't be the case that the litigation will go on till the end of the tenure of the...
Would it be televised?
Well, I don't know.
They should televise it, so that everybody will see that.
Well,
they should, like all the other cases.
I think maybe it might be televised.
Right.
That is why the NDC is in court saying so. Yesterday, the NPP held a press conference and outlined 12 constituencies that they say that they know they won. And so they are also calling on the EC to resume the collation. But that is what the NDC is challenging. Right. And that was after the first 2 or 3 had been re-declared again at the Tesano police station. The NDC is even arguing that, well, within the CI, it stipulates how declarations should be done, and that you don't move to a different jurisdiction to go and declare for a constituency or whatever it is. That is when the EC also said that, in fact, initially the story was that we consulted the parties. NDC said, no, we're not consulted. And then the EC came out clear and said, they consulted the police in determining the venue so that the security will be assured, since their officers are saying that they don't feel safe.
So that is still inconsistency.
Yes. And you see, when it goes on this way, it becomes a little bit problematic. But that is why I don't have any problem with the court case. In fact, I like it going to court, so that the courts will declare what should be done at what point in time.
Right, but if the court actually rules in favor of re-collation, do you think that this will actually it will affect the voter confidence in the electoral process?
No, that's a very good question.
The court can do so, because it is the jurisdiction of the court to order same.
Right.
But now what is happening is that they are not going to the matter in court now is that stop the re-collation, because that mandate is yours and nobody has come, and that it is not for the EC to order for that re-collation based on CI 26, which they are using, which means that, which says that when the results, collation or re-collation can be asked for by any of the parties in the process before declaration. Once a declaration is made by the EC, your only remedy is to go to court, so that the High Court, which is mandated, will now determine whether they should recollate or the results stand, which means that is why they are giving the pink sheets, the copy of the pink sheet, because you would have to prove everything of yours in court for the court to say that, okay, then let's go ahead and then do A, B, C, or D. Without the pink sheets, you wouldn't be given that kind of mandate.
OJ, don't we see a certain, pattern where suddenly results are being counted, a tag storms the place, vandalizes, everything, and then say that, oh, listen, let's do re-collation. Okay? In certain instances, the pink sheets are bent, and so we can't find it. In other instances, what you have and what I have and what he has they are different.
Yeah.
Then suddenly what he has, okay, and what you have, they are the same. But what I have is different.
I think a similar instance happened at the Tesano police station,
so
where the NDC, before the NDC called for the process to be halted, one of the concerns, I think it was Kankwe Central. The two parties had the same figures on their pink sheets, but the EC had a different number.
Okay.
Wow.
And they were asking the parties now to agree with it, and then the party said no, because any change that is done must be done in the presence of all of them, and then they sign onto it.
So who is sitting where and manufacturing these pink sheets?
That's a very serious question.
Who is? So in this, was it the presiding guy who manufactured it, or the two parties, you know, hid themselves in a room and then manufactured it? How deceitful and criminal have we become as a people? These guys tell us, the political class tell us, there is nothing in governance, and that we are, you know, it's suffering, carrying the country's problems and so on, and that, listen, they are even helping us by managing this thing, and that nobody wanted to do it. But they manipulate things, you know, fake document, you know, do all manner of, you know, criminal things just to have hold over power. The deployment of tax and the helpless police that even, you know, had given us assurance, met stakeholders, you know, we are doing this. The EC itself, this is going to be the most credible election in the history of this country. We've spent so much, you know, a lot of money, millions of dollars, biometric this, so and so that, so and so that. And days before, 2 hours or so before the election, then the Interior Minister came and told us that to protect the integrity of the election, we are locking the borders.
Yeah.
The thing that we have done, and whoever, you know, is, you can only vote because the biometric machine recognizes your biometric features,
right,
because your picture is in the register. Your date of birth, so and so, your parents, that.
So you definitely cannot come out of nowhere to just jump into the line.
They collect money in the name of something, but then, you know, try to apply tricks just to tell us how stupid we become.
Right. Anyway, let's check out the second story.
But let's find out who is manufacturing these things. Has the police? They should give us, the Ashanti Region Police should tell us the ballot papers they discovered in that room. Who is the owner of the house, and how did that thing get there?
Right.
Then we are making sense to ourselves. Then we are being credible. Then our democracy will have a lot of meaning. Then we can, better than the other countries that we say that we are better than.
True.
I mean, what nonsense is this?
Well, that's a very good question that needs to be answered. Who is actually manufacturing all these papers? Where is everything coming from? And why is the EC not going after the
Why would some people have ballot boxes which are similar to the EC ballot box?
Yeah.